Hello and welcome to another session with the Change Exchange with another absolutely great guest, Hlubi Mboya. And we've just met and it feels not like that at all. Welcome. Thank you for giving us your
I'm
time.
So happy to be here.
You grew up in Cape Town and you went to Rustenburg Girls.
Yes.
What did you dream of being when you were a little girl?
A diplomat. I wanted to represent Africa and South Africa across the globe. I've always been a people's person. I've always been very patriotic. And I believe in the African might. So to do that in some way and just represent our continent and our country has always been a dream of mine. But it's just amazing how the cards have fallen into what I'm doing now, but I still think that I'm playing a major role in trying to represent us as best as we can. And I'm a lover of my people and my nation. So it's it's in a different way that I'm doing it, not as
quite. So let's trace that route. What happened after matric?
I went to UCT and I wanted to study labor law, and I did BSOCSI, so that is Bachelor of Politics, African Politics and Labor Law. In my fourth and final year, I actually came to Johannesburg for a December holiday with my cousin, 5FM DJ Thomas and singer, and I just fell in love with the city, Ruda. I fell in love with the energy. I fell in love with the possibilities. And in my fourth and final year, a semester to go, I dropped out. And
You silly girl!
I know, with just the bags on my back, and I just came to Johannesburg, Josie,
and then how did Isidingo happen?
I literally went through the yellow pages to find my agent, who I've been with for 15 years. And I walked into her office and I said, I think I have a role to play in this industry. I'm passionate about the arts and give me a chance. And that's exactly what she did. And a 3-month part of Isidingo turned into 10 incredible years. And that's the beginning of everything.
What was it like, that Isidingo, the Nandipha role, the whole HIV thing? Because that was a time when HIV was still a death sentence and therefore stigmatized.
It changed my life. It opened my heart and my passion and the role I wanted to play in the injustices, removing stigmas, education, inspiring hope. And that in itself had a chain reaction in opening me up to so many other different opportunities and possibilities, especially when you are of service to your people, an ambassador for so many things. And yeah, it's my life's work. It really is my life's work.
How did your audience respond to this persona?
You know what, Ruda, my father is very much, he's the chairperson of NEPAD, which is a democratic kind of organization running through Africa to install democratic processes and governance. So HIV/AIDS is very close to his heart, and as daddy's girl and always will be, I actually went to him and asked him, should I take this role? Because it was opened up to the cast of Isidingo, because it was so relevant and it needed to be spoken about, it needed to be highlighted. And he said to me, Hlubi, nothing bad can ever come out of planting a good seed. And I took it from there. And obviously as an actress, you don't want to be typecast into that role. But I was a newbie. It was my first acting gig, so I wasn't thinking that far ahead. It was the best experience of my life, the best decision that I've ever made. And as I said, it's opened my world up to so many more important charities, which you know about, and it's my life's legacy.
And you were an HIV ambassador.
I still am, forever will be.
What does that mean?
I've traveled through Africa. I believe in the African girl child. I motivate and inspire the African girl child. And education is a big part of my life. I go to schools. I stand for just eradicating stigmas for it, and I work for the WFP, which is the UN. And obviously that goes hand in hand, nutrition goes hand in hand. I am a Nelson Mandela ambassador, which is HIV education through building school libraries. Reach for a Dream, and those are kids with chronic or really bad child diseases. So that plays a part. So it's just interlinking and interlocking in everything that I do. And it's the educational part that I'm really passionate about. And I get to be in this space where kids are at, and I love that. I love teenagers. I love their energy, and I think that through the process of being an HIV ambassador, I've seen the change in teenagers, whereby I first felt there was a lot of denial and apathy about their futures, and now incidences like Fees Must Fall just show me it's just they've got energy and they've got vision and they've got a commitment to their future. And I've really been part of that change in energy. I'm all about energy. So it's been a privilege. It really has been.
I'm also so impressed with the generation coming through.
I can't believe
They are
it.
just
They're just
amazing.
standing up for themselves and what they want.
Yes, and they are, as you say, absolutely passionate about grabbing a different future.
Oh, I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. But we're coming back to your history, then when was it, 2011, when you left Isidingo? Now that's just in terms of a monthly income, it's a huge thing.
Life only begins at the end of your comfort zone.
So
say.
how did you make that decision?
You know, it was part and parcel of Isidingo is a business, like any entertainment system is, and they needed ARs, they needed to have new faces and fresh storylines, and I think as Nandipha, I've hit the roof of what I wanted to do with the character, and I had to take a leap of faith and try and find another acting job. But the beauty of life is that through that desperate time of not knowing when your next paycheck is going to come, when your next gig as an actor is going to come, I had to reinvent myself as a brand and as Hlubi. I had to find different ways of finding work. And it's opened up, it was a gift. It was a blessing in disguise because it's opened up a different Hlubi that I would have never experienced if I still stuck onto that Soapie.
What do you mean?
Sports. I'm a sports fanatic and I love that.
You've done the Cape Epic.
I climbed Kilimanjaro. Listen to this. I'm thinking of doing the Himalayas.
She is amazing.
So,
Sorry, what did you say? You want to climb the Himalayas?
yeah, I do. Akaguna, which is the South American highest peak, I'm thinking about doing that. But my husband's like, can we have babies first? So it's a catch-22. What else have I done? So it's been a fitness journey, which I discovered that I'm great at and I'm passionate about and I'm very competitive. But at the same time, it's also a sense of giving back because I use that to really tap into the younger generation. I use that to motivate and inspire people just to be the best versions of themselves possible.
But it's difficult to handle the insecurity of a freelance life. How did you adapt to that?
You never adapt to it.
Yeah.
You never ever adapt to it. And it's something that really keeps me alive. I love the rush of hustling and hunting and the grit and the grind. But at the same time, at 37 years old, you want a sense of stability and you want to wake up every single morning and have one place to go to. But I think my personality type, I'd get bored very easily. But I leave it up to destiny and I leave it up to hard work and never ceasing to grab every single opportunities and always being in momentum because that's when opportunities really come by you.
And you've been in a number of films as well.
Yes, my passion.
How does one make yourself an attractive proposition as an actress? I mean, apart from being right for the role and doing well in the audition,
you know what
makes you stand out?
That's a great question. Everything and every time I do a great film or even a soapie, even Isidingo, even Rhythm City, even Folosi, I go straight to the script writers, I go straight to the directors and I said, I don't want to play it safe. The edgier, the better. I don't want people to be reminded of the role that I just played. I must be completely different in everything. And they do that. And it might not be the greatest hit, but for me, it's professionally satisfying. And I love the fact that my fans can see me stretch as an actress. It's very important to me.
So your work, your career, your paying work is almost only a platform for what you really want to do, which is all the charities, or not charities, but
everything else.
Use it loosely.
Yes, as I said, it's a platform because it gives people access, the numbers, and people love to be motivated by people who walk the walk and talk the talk. And I think the different roles that I've played have really engaged with people. They haven't been like easy, wishy-washy, poppy kind of characters. And I love that. Now
lately, Rhythm City, how did that come about? Why did you go back to
Soapie,
a daily?
Consistency, work, consistent work, a salary at the end of the day. But most importantly, it was an opportunity to be back on primetime television. You know, it's all about visibility, you know that. So it was important for me, but at the same time, Ruda, I didn't want to get locked down into a situation where 10 years just went like that, which is what happened in Isidingo. I couldn't believe that in a blink of an eye, I've been on a Soapie for 10 years. So with that, you know, as my history, I'm really trying to be clever and creative about where I want to go and how long I want to stay in different acting roles. It's very important.
So you're very conscious about your career, about where you are, where you're going, how you want to plan it.
I have to be. I think that
you don't just, there's a door open, oh, that sounds interesting, I'll just wander through.
You know what, a little bit of both. I think gone were the days where it's just about having a job and just going with it and being there for as long as you're wanted. I think at some point you just have to wrestle with, you know, at what point does this door lead to nowhere? You know, I think sometimes you need to close the door because you're going to be there for 10 years. And, you know, but at the same time, we all have different priorities.
Yeah.
You know, I can say that because I don't have kids. But when the babies come, it's not just about me and what I want to do with my career. So
tell me about these prospective babies, Dad.
Well, the cappuccino babies. So they're going to be so cute with little afro hair. We've been together for 15 years.
How did it happen?
Gosh, mutual friends.
15 years, so you were 22.
I was 22. And apparently he always had a crush on me because he used to see me and Isidingo was like, I'm going to get her. But honestly, you know, he's my best friend. You know, no flowery language, nothing else. He's my buddy, he's my boy. And, you know, we take every day as it comes. We just got married on Saturday. So we'll see how things go. But I you know, I think now I have to grow up, and I love kids. And I want to have a lot of my own. Yeah. But things are expensive. It's tough economic times.
You don't buy them.
Yes,
they happen for free.
Yes, I do do that.
But you're just staying with you and your husband. I was looking at your wedding pictures on the Drum website, nogal.
Yes.
And they're amazing because she's in full-on Xhosa gear with the dots and everything, and he's in a Scottish kilt. It's amazing.
We wanted that.
So how do you navigate the cultures? Because obviously both of you retain your own culture very strongly.
You know, I think most importantly than that is that we're just both South Africans, you know, and as much as I am a black female Xhosa woman, you know, I'm a wife, you know, and I'm a daughter and a soon-to-be mother first, you know. It was great for us to express ourselves. It was great for our parents, I think, most importantly, because it's a family affair. You know, and I learned so many things through the process of getting married. And
like what?
Like, family is life, you know. My cousins from all over came through. His mom from Australia came through, and we didn't have any celebrities at the wedding. It was just at my parents' house with our cousins and family, and it was perfect. You know, so
but this was actually chapter 2 of the marriage. He paid Lobola.
Of course.
2 years before.
Of course.
How does that work?
It's family. It's his uncles with my father and his uncles, and it's just about, you know, it's not monetary value. It's not like a dowry. It's just that it's
a rite of passage.
You know what? And it's also about, you know, just the quality of relationship that we will have, and that we're really serious about that, you know. And it's also just a respect factor to our uncles, both on both sides, and it's very much traditional. And what I loved about him, he loved every single process. You know, we're very open to each other's cultures, and we want that, and that's the kind of way we want to raise our kids. That it's about love first, and everything else, you know, the more mixed it is, the better for me. You know, the perfect melting pot. You know, that's what I want, and that's what I desire.
And you say that you want babies, but they don't exist yet. Tell me about your relationship with your parents.
I've got a great, especially my father. Daddy's goal. Yeah, he's the perfect example. He's the first man I loved, obviously. The perfect example of what it is to be a husband. The perfect example of a great father.
You're so lucky to have that.
I know that. I know that. And that's what else what taught me about the marriage, about the wedding, not even that, is that I'm so blessed and privileged to be able to have made all the decisions of being a bride with my parents by my side. Lots of people don't have that. And it's an eye-opener. 37, our parents are getting old. So I'm living every moment with grace and gratitude. Just to spend time with them.
And your home? Where do you live? How did you?
Randburg and my parents' home.
No,
my home.
your home.
In Randburg, and it's great property value, huge property for a great price, and we love it there. And it's close to the church, it's close to the gym, and it's got a little creche nearby. So we're good for the next couple of years. Everything that I need.
So that was what you looked for, is basically where is it in relation to other things?
Yeah.
And then the house itself, what's the best thing about it? Is it light? Is it big trees? What?
Great homely energy. Nothing fancy, but just it's a reflection of who we are. Lots of parties. Lots of shot glasses. A beautiful garden. My mother-in-law's got green fingers. And lots of pictures. We love pictures. So it's great. He says I'm a hoarder, which I am. So I've got a lot of junk, but that's who I am.
So what's the one thing that you take with you, and as you put it down, you think, okay, this is now home?
I love taking pictures and keeping them and framing them, and just that memory is very big for me. Very much.
Well, I'm sure you're going to make many more of those, and there will be new little Hlubis, little Kirstens. You must let us all know. All of the very, very, very best.
Thank you so much. It means everything coming from you. Thank you.
Go well. Until next time.